And good evening, everybody. This is Michael Filighera. I am with logicalsignals.com and tradershelpingtraders.com. And this is the Elliott wave update for the NASDAQ 100 for Wednesday, September 29th, 2021. The market did continue to move actually in both directions today, as I think I'm going to have to label it. I'm not sure of the degree, but I would have to label that we did reach a low yesterday to complete a third wave, whether it's a minor three or a minor three, to be determined. So, and that was at 14,741 almost. Then the market rallied up, and it does, when I break it down, not on an hourly, but on a 4 hour, but on an hourly basis, we can see that it is an ABC up to 14,926. Today was a little bit more difficult. We did go down twice and break below that low at 14,740. Now, that would go into the books as being said, well, you know, it broke that low, so it should be a completion point for wave 5. And then it came down again and broke it and got down to 14,711. Each time it failed to break below 14,700. So I'm having a little problem putting either a minor wave 5 or even a minute wave 5 completion point here. And part of that reason is that if I was counting it as I had done previously as 1 and 2, this can't possibly be the third wave. First of all, it needs to at least come in at a minimum equal in length to what would be labeled as wave 1. And that's 14,500. Could we drop in a fifth wave 200 points tomorrow? Yep, we sure can. And that would definitely help to clear things up. But the way that the market is reacting down here, it continually wants to buy it and continually wants to push higher. It leaves a lot in question as to what really is the market going to be doing. If we take a look at the moving averages, they're all continuing to point down, but they're not angling as hard. They're still angling lower. And on this 4-hour chart, it's still in place with the 200, the 50, the 20, the 8, and the 4. So everything's still lined up to go down. Now, having said all of that, if I leave it as an A and a B, which is still the alternate view, then I'm still looking for a deeper break below the low of what would be wave A, and to get to these levels, at least 14,500, where C would then be equal to A. So no matter what count I'm going to choose to use, it's easier to count this as a C wave if it comes down to here. And that would leave it so that within the structure itself, wave 3 is the longest wave, or most likely would be the longest wave, but not the shortest. Wave 1 would be. So that clears that worry up. So, but as a third wave, I would have to count it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if it got down to 14,500, but that would just be minor wave 1. So these would be a minute level decline or degree decline for minor wave 5, because I would expect that third wave to dwarf this first wave. And down to here, it does not. It just equals it. And in my opinion, on the degree level that I'm counting, an intermediate degree level, it has to dwarf that first wave. And it's not even building up to it. I mean, it's a nice, clean structure. And the count itself, we can look at these bars. They were nice bars. These are 4-hour bars. Boom, boom, 4 hours down. Great move. Kind of sold it and hung on. But I'm having to continue to extend it. I'm going to have to start breaking it down in a little bit different level. And if I open up the hourly chart, we can look at that same section, which is down here. This was today. Come down, massive rally, come back down, start to rally up. So what could it be doing? If this is a third and this is the fourth of something, then come on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That tells me that the NASDAQ could be on the verge of, as I said for the S&P, falling off a cliff. That's what it could be telling me. Now, if they, come on, if it backs out of this and just rallies, then it is more than likely finishing 5 down. Of what degree or of what, I would not know yet. But then it's A, B, and it's going to launch in a C wave. Very possible. So there's the possibility that, as I was laying out yesterday, that this minor third actually ends here. And we're doing now a 4th wave up. And that would suggest that we move back up above that, and likely upwards of back towards 15,000. So if that were the case, let's just throw up a retracement for a possible 3rd wave completion point right there. So we know what we're talking about here, and we can lay it out cleanly so that there are no surprises tomorrow. If things start to go, we have a covered parameters around it. If it indeed is going to be an ABC up, or even a 1, 2, 3 up, then there is where we're looking 14,908 minimum, but it needs to break that level, right? Because if it's a C wave, it needs to break above the A, and that's at 14,926. Okay, then 14,970 is going to be the 50% level. 618, 15,031. That, if this is going to be a 5 and we're doing possibly a 2, then this is definitely in the lineup. And then this again, we still would be counting it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but likely putting a minor wave 1 down here, and these are minute levels. So then what we got, a 2, and then it truly does drop in a 3rd. So it keeps several things in place. This is a larger correction. I'm still pretty satisfied that the tops that I've marked for the NASDAQ, that's 15,708 or almost 709. I'm still fairly satisfied that that did complete all of those advancing sequences. But now what I'm trying to work out is, okay, how is this correction beginning? What shape is it taking? And we're getting to points where where it feels like the market is at that point of recognition and sees that it's going to go down, but it won't do it. It does it, but they're going to swoop right in and start to buy it again. And they find their myriad of reasons to do it, and that's okay. But on an Elliott basis, I need to be able to put the picture together. So the market's continuing to tell us that. So we're still actually in the beginning stages of a much larger, longer term correction. It is taken a while to kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together to figure out the path that is going to be most likely taken by this market. So I need to draw it in, and I need to stay focused on what I'm seeing now. So here are the possibilities for now. We'll add it to the larger picture later, after the market gives us more information. But right now, I'm seeing that the market is either going to drop and fall off the cliff, and if it does, we're definitely looking for at least 14,500. That's a good 200 some odd points from here. Okay, nice drop, 250 point drop. But knowing the NASDAQ, if it's going to get severe and get down there, then I think it starts to sail through all of this and ends up down here at 13,944. Now, here's the other side of that. If indeed this does complete 5, and whether it gets labeled minor wave 1 or whatever that label is, we're now looking for an ABC structure up off that low. And this could be A, B, And now we're looking for a C wave. Okay. And that C wave should definitely take out that high at 14,926. And it should likely move to 14,970. And most likely up towards 15,000 yet again. Okay. So that's what I believe we'll be staring at tomorrow. What's going to tell us? Well, if it's going to drop, it's going to drop below that low. And it's going to do it very quickly. If it's going to rally, it should be basically the same thing. It's a C wave. With A and B, it's a C wave. It needs to form that wave 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then just keep on going. So be looking for 5 up. So getting up here should not be a problem. Should not be a problem. Possibly even higher should not be a problem. It's a wave 2. And it's going to be correcting what we're counting as 5 waves down. So there we go. So we can get up here, up here, up here. We can continue to move higher. So yes, in fact, all of this comes into play. So we'll know more. And this is where I'm going to leave it. So we know we have our downside, we have our upside. Should this all hell break loose? That's what I think we can look for. Okay. I'm going to leave it. And our next update will be tomorrow, Thursday, September 30th.